Hello, everyone, and welcome to another segment of Leading Expert Interviews TV. My name is Ryan Hendricks, and thanks so much for joining us today. Today, we're going to be discussing a very important topic, and that is cosmetic dentistry. More specifically, how to find a great cosmetic dentist. Now, fortunately, joining us from Midtown Manhattan is Dr. Lipner. Dr. Lipner, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
We appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us. So, Dr. Lipner, we know there's plenty of people who search online these days looking for information about cosmetic dentistry, maybe trying to find a great cosmetic dentist. But I guess the big question a lot of people have is, what should they be looking for to find that great cosmetic dentist? Maybe if you could help our viewers with, say, the top 3 things you would recommend that they be paying attention to.
Well, I would say that probably the most important thing to look for is experience and education. And that should be apparent on somebody's website. I think it's important to see if a person has been in a location for a while. For example, in our case, we're in our location for over 30 years, and we've developed long-term relationships with our patients. I would say second that it's a good idea to look at the testimonials that are on the person's website. That would definitely give some information as to the response that people have had to the treatment. I think that is a very significant thing to look at. Additionally, I would say that when you're looking for a cosmetic dentist, you have to keep in mind that you're also looking for a doctor who's interested in your overall dental health. And you should be able to get that from the website in terms of what the website focuses on. So when we have cosmetic dentistry patients, those patients are really also dental patients, so we are concerned about their dental health. Those are the things that I think are very important to look for. I would say that in many cases you can actually join this with referrals from other people. So in certain cases, people will find somebody or be referred to somebody. They will then search on the internet, but it's always good also to get a personal referral. And I guess on the internet, the testimonials are as close to that as you can get.
Well, Dr. Lipner, I think that's some great advice. Sounds kind of like in the absence of a referral from a family member, friend, coworker, and so forth, maybe leaning on the testimonials, reviews, and overall reputation would be very helpful. Now, with your years of experience in cosmetic dentistry, if someone happened to be in the Midtown Manhattan area, they happen to come into your practice, what type of an experience could they expect to have?
Well, I think they'd have a very good experience. I've been a patient myself, not necessarily for cosmetic dentistry, although I've had some cosmetic dentistry, but I've been a patient in doctor's offices, and I think that we do the patient experience in a superior fashion. When my wife, Dr. Weisfuse, and I decided to establish a practice in Midtown, our goal was to have a practice in which patients were comfortable, that they were aware that they were receiving the highest quality of care that was available, and that is what we give to our patients here. It's the highest quality of care. We don't rush things. We establish relationships with people. And I think if they came here, they would see a very comfortable, relaxed environment, not a high-pressure environment, a place where they would experience real concern for their health, which is what we are here for. We are healthcare practitioners. Although we're involved in improving people's aesthetics and their smiles, again, we are here to take care of their dental health.
Well, Dr. Lipner, it sounds like you're doing everything you can to make patients feel warm and welcoming, and it sounds like because you look at it from the patient's perspective as well, I think that people can appreciate that. Now, with your years of experience in cosmetic dentistry, how would you say that maybe your practice maybe differs from others, or what sets it apart and makes it so unique from others in the marketplace?
Well, I think one thing is that, again, we are interested in the overall health of the patient. When we meet with a person for the first time, we meet with them in the treatment room. We try to make clear what we have to offer, but more importantly, listen to what their concerns are. I find it very important to feel out the person, to see what they are really interested in, not necessarily what they were told to look for by someone else. Even if it happens to be their wife or their husband or their brother, sister, mother, who's trying to get them to do something, I have to be very certain that it's the patient himself who wants to do the treatment to improve his own situation. We try to spend a lot of time getting to know people, more than I've experienced in most offices. But what we have to offer is that our approach to cosmetic dentistry is not a very aggressive one. It's one that focuses on sort of getting the biggest bang for your buck, doing the least invasive treatment to get the maximum result. And there are many ways of doing that. We have many modalities available to us. For example, a very simple one is, a lot of people used to hear about bonding. Bonding has to some degree gone out of vogue and been replaced by a lot more aggressive treatments. But we still do bonding. And the reason we do it is that it's often the best way to accomplish a maximum result in the least invasive way. So we want to get a result that is good for the patient, good for us, allows them to have a nice smile with good dental health. And you always have the option in cosmetic dentistry to go to a higher level. So you can accomplish a lot with minimum treatment and then see if you want more. If you want more, that's still available to you. You haven't lost anything.
That's interesting. It sounds like you're taking the least invasive approach to receive the best possible outcome for a patient. I think that's something that people can probably appreciate. Now, I know we were speaking earlier and you had mentioned something that kind of stood out to me. You mentioned that during the first visit you meet with the patients one-on-one and kind of go through what I think is a unique process. Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, during the initial interview, we find out why the patient's here. We go through a dental history and a medical history. And we ask the patient with regard to the cosmetic, what would they want to improve about their smile if they could. By talking to a person, it's not just the information we're after, but it's also to establish, a level of communication with the person for them to see that we really do have their best interest in mind, and we have the best that there is to offer. We make exceptional effort to keep up with technology. We make an effort to keep up with continuing education. That's another thing you were asking before about looking for a way to pick someone online. It's very important to see that they are active with continuing education and active in their associations. And those things do make a difference because those tend to be the people who are keeping on top of things and have the most to offer in an ethical fashion.
Well, Dr. Lipner, it sounds like when people come to see you for their initial consultation, you're doing everything you can to explain and educate things to them. And I think that that's something that people can probably appreciate. Now, if somebody happened to be in the Midtown Manhattan area, they wanted to get some more information regarding cosmetic dentistry or just dentistry in general, they wanted to get in touch with you, what would be the best way for them to do that?
Best way is really just to call and make an appointment for a consultation. It's very easy to reach us by phone, area code 212-685-4730. And we really do offer people the opportunity to speak with us, meet with us. If we can speak over the phone even before their appointment, we'll be happy to do that. And by looking online, they can see us in action, actually. There are some videos on our website, so they can sort of get to know the person that they're going to see even before they see us. And I think it's a nice way to get to know somebody even before you actually meet them. But certainly the best way is to actually come in for a consultation, ask your questions, meet the person, see if you're comfortable with them, because that's very important when you have a relationship with a doctor. It's very important to feel comfortable with them and know that they're doing their best for you and that you can benefit from their services.
That's great. Well, Dr. Lipner, I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us today and provide some very valuable information to our viewers. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me, and we would be happy to be of service to anybody who needs our services.
That's great. Well, there you have it, viewers. Take the great advice of Dr. Lipner when looking for a great cosmetic dentist. And of course, if you happen to be in the Midtown Manhattan area, certainly look up Dr. Lipner and Dr. Weisfuse for all your dental needs. And we'll look forward to seeing you on the next segment of Leading Expert Interviews TV.